Plaintiff Sharice McMoore dated the defendant, but she claims after he won a settlement, everything changed. Sharice claims the defendant started throwing money around at the clubs, and then he went to jail for abusing cocaine. Sharice is suing her ex for unpaid child support. Defendant James Wilson says Sharice is nothing but a gold-digging ex-stripper with a bad attitude. James claims while he was in prison, he discovered Sharice was cheating on him with his cousin, and he's countersuing for lost wages.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
Okay, so me and James from 1999 to the early part of 2006, we dated. Everything was fine at first. Then his son passed away. When his son passed away, he was 7. Our daughter together was 7 weeks. His son passed away, he got this lawsuit money. He just changed into a whole different person.
Money will change most people, big money.
Yeah, and it did change him. I mean, he just changed into a whole totally different person. He started writing his phone number on $100 bills, giving them to women in the street. He was in the club, throwing up money, named himself the stunt man. He just was like a real show to put on. Yep. I found out about the cocaine use when James went to jail for snorting cocaine.
How much did he get?
A few $100,000s of dollars.
Guys do that. I was with a buddy, an older gentleman. So went to a club and all these young girls are running up to him. They're beautiful. Wanted to holler at him and give him their number. So I'm like, man, what that just happened? He said, well, I write my number down on the $100 bill.
Yep.
Saying I play the law of averages. Say I give hundreds to about 10 and tell them if they want to holler at me, come on back. For some more.
It's cool if you're taking care of your responsibility.
That's the game, huh?
Hey, it's my
But I mean, it's cool if you're taking care of your responsibility.
There you go. She was mad because she wasn't getting it.
Oh, I got mine, but anyway.
Go ahead, man. But now you got to sue him for child support.
Yeah,
how many years ago was that? This ain't nothing to laugh at. How many years ago?
My baby was 7 weeks old when his son died, so he got this money probably around 3 or 4 when she was about 3 or 4 years old.
And how old is she now?
She'll be 18 in 3 days.
All right. Has he paid child support throughout the 15 years, however?
Well, I put him on child support in 2011. They ordered him to pay $66
prior to 2011.
No, he was not doing anything. That's why I had to put him on child support.
How long did it take you to recognize you needed to do that?
When he came home from prison and he wouldn't give me no money.
When I cut off the money.
If he cut it off, then I wasn't getting it. Then I want my money. Like, but anyway, so 2011, I took him to child support. I took him to child support, and the reason what made me take him to child support is because my youngest daughter, her father had gotten killed, and Jemiah called him daddy as well. All my kids did because we was in the household with us.
No, she made him call it that.
So I asked James to buy Jemiah a pair of shoes for the funeral. The night before the funeral, I went to go get the shoes from his house. He told me I took too long, so he took them back. So after the funeral and stuff, yes, I made it my business to file child support.
All right, let me give you some insight in others, ladies and men perhaps, who are due child support. You don't have to put anybody on child support. That should be natural to do. And the men should want that, or women. That way you can be accountable for your child support payments, because what happens in many instances, I've said this before, you're paying based on what you think the child needs, and you're paying in cash, nothing through the court. When you get down there to the court and she gets mad with you and you say, well, Your Honor, I gave her $10,000 in cash in the last 5 years. Ma'am, did he get it? No, ma'am. Don't know nothing about it.
Don't know nothing about it.
See?
Don't know nothing about it.
I'm just telling you how it can go. And all you young men don't want the government, no, keep the government out my business. All right, you get to court, she gonna put the government in your business then. She gonna say he hadn't given me anything, even though you may have been giving her money. All right, good enough. And your background is what, sir? What do you want to tell me?
John, I'm gonna take you, even page that picture. Basically, me and Sharice met back in the day. Sharice is as an ex-stripper
A good one, too.
A gold digging.
A good one.
That's what happened to your money.
A good one, too.
That's what happened to
very
your
good
money.
one.
She's
Now
a
we
gold
know.
digging ex-stripper
A
with
good
a
one.
bad attitude. It's that
You an ex-trick or still a
With a
trick?
bad attitude.
There you go. But 2006,
Okay.
right?
Go ahead.
2006. Basically, I was locked up. I was incarcerated for a crime I didn't do. Right. Basically, Sharice made me think that she was still, she was homeless with our children, with my child and her kid. I told my mother to give her $2,000 for the first month rent, last month rent, and all the utilities. When I get out, I find out that Sharice had spent my money and she was having a sexual relationship with my cousin.
You don't.
While I was in jail.
The lies you tell.
You can say it was a lie anyway. Sharice's temper would get her in trouble. 2010, she had an altercation with our child's principal. Cussed this man out. They told her that she
And we'll
is
cuss
not
you out, too, about
allowed
my
on
child.
their property anymore.
You are a
But
liar.
Big and Bad thought she thought they were playing, so she went up there and they locked her behind up.
And about my child, I will go to jail again.
2008, me and her had an issue where we had a discussion. I went over to her house when she was standing somewhere. I went out to her house to discuss it with her. We couldn't come to an agreement and stuff. We started arguing.
you always hide.
I left.
You always hide.
All right, somebody called the police, right? When the police came, she tried to get me locked up. Oh, he ain't got no license for that car or whatever the situation.
Oh, boy, the lies you tell.
They ran everybody's
It's
license and
ridiculous.
stuff. She has a warrant. They lock her up. As they taking her to jail, she turns to my child and said, "Look what your daddy did." I ain't do none of that.
You probably did.
I ain't call the po-po.
You probably
I don't
did
call
do something.
po-po.
There's no telling what
check
you
this out.
do.
All right, you want to address the allegation that you're a cane head, or you didn't say crackhead, cane head?
No, he snorts cocaine.
We both did.
He snort, yes,
We
he
both
did
did.
introduce me to
We both
cocaine.
did.
And guess what?
I
When I broke
introduced
up with
you?
cocaine, I broke up with
I
him
introduced
and
her.
never looked back ever. But
Yeah,
he still
check
get
that.
high to
All
this
right.
point, even to the fact that our daughter came home. She was like 10, 11 years old, coming home, taking baby powder, putting it right here, making jokes about him snorting cocaine.
Lies.
He don't have no
Lies.
respect for our
Those
child
are
at
lies.
all. You know what he told my
Those
daughter
are
she came
lies.
to this show? That she was dead to him. Am I lying, or let me pull out the text
Check this out.
message?
Me and my daughter talked the day before I came here.
And you told her
before
what?
I came
And what
here.
did you tell
And we
her?
got to understand it because the fact that
I understand
her
that you threatened
the
her.
mama of my
Did
child
you tell
had
her
a,
she was dead to you?
No, that's
You
what
didn't
she
say-
said.
Did you
That's
say
what
that
she
you was
said.
dead to your-
No,
that you-
I didn't know that. I never told my daughter.
You didn't say
was
she
dead.
came on the show, she was gonna be
Never
dead to you.
Told my child.
All
That's
right.
a lie.
Tell me about the child support you're being sued for.
Say it one
Do
more time.
you owe the amount she's suing you for in child
Yes,
support?
what happened with
in
child
delinquency?
support? What happens with child support is that
Yeah, let me
I've
see
been
if you
paying
tell him
child
this
support.
crap that
I've
you
been
told
paying-
me.
Quiet, ma'am.
My child support has been paid up until a year, this last year.
Okay.
What it was is that my last job kept me on for 5 months, which was a mystery to me. But child support couldn't. They tried to debit that account right there, but I had no funds come from there. They never. So eventually they'll catch up because they usually do. When I switch jobs, they catch up, but they didn't. Right. So.
Oh, yes, they did.
I mean, well.
Where the $100 bills
go
at?
ahead.
Check this out. But the thing about it is that this lawsuit right here is bogus. Child support is going to get, going to catch up and everything going to get paid. Right? I'm not a delinquent father.
Yes,
at
you
all.
are.
But the thing about it is that she wants me to pertain to be delinquent. I have cash apps and all this stuff that I give my daughter money. I have evidence where I have given my daughter money.
What they got to do with child
Let's
support?
talk to you about all that.
What they got to do with
That's
child
the point
support?
I just made. Ma'am,
Well,
do you
there you
have
go.
a delinquency statement? Because
From the court?
Yes.
This is
This what I have
the
to go
last time
by,
he made a
sir.
payment, and this is the child support order.
yeah.
And it's not the first time he's been delinquent. They don't have to
Your
take
Honor,
his taxes
can
two
I ask a
different
question?
times. And
Due
this
to
year, he's
you,
going to say that.
$2,863. You are currently delinquent, sir. So, judgment for the plaintiff. Your counterclaim of wages. How are you losing wages?
I came here to settle this.
All right, well, hurry up and get
It's
out of
child
here.
support.
$2,863. Your claim is dismissed.
You are a clown.
Have a good day.
Yo, she's special.
You
as hell.
are a clown.
You
You
a dumb.
think
You dumb. You
pay
are
for your
so
child?
stupid.
You are an
You so
idiot.
stupid.
To think
And
that
I'ma
you should
still
not
give
pay for your
$100 to
child.
these
And guess
kids.
what? That's why I
Hey,
got
check
that
this out,
money
Judge.
about
You
your I needed
You got
to,
their money,
baby.
dude. You ain't got the money.
Like I needed
Look,
to,
and I'ma
baby.
still ball out, girl. Hey, check this out.
Pay that
I ain't got
child
never
support
deal with you again.
Pay
My
that
child
child
turned
support
18.
again. Pay that
Ooh,
child support. I don't
ooh,
deal with
bye-bye.
you now, but
You
pay
can't
that
even
child
afford a
support,
pack of
though,
cigarettes.
baby. Child support.
What the hell?
Just pay that money, baby.
This
Run
answer
that
why my
check
child
up.
haven't graduated
Run that
yet.
check,
And
baby.
she's
That's
still in
all you
11th
need to do
grade.
is run that
Ask her
check.
why she's still in
Run
11th grade.
that check up,
Yeah, 'cause
baby.
she's
That's all
stupid.
you need to do
stupid.
is run that check.
I'm gonna stay
Run that
clean.
check up,
I'm gonna be
baby.
good.